And to extra depth now, the city and county of El Paso relies heavily on FEMA funding. It's to support the sheltering and housing of migrants. But there is some concern that funding could potentially be cut by the Trump administration. ABC 7's Rishi Oza spoke with local officials and has more details. Rishi.
Yeah, Jason, I spoke with El Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego, who told me that the county has averaged around $70 million in funding per year. He says without the funding, it would be the hardest situation he's had to deal with in 6 years as county judge.
Having funding would probably be the most critical situation that could happen to our community because we would not be able to provide that.
Samaniego told me that about 98% of the funds that the county uses to help migrants came from FEMA. But now the funding would have to come from somewhere else. He said they can commit to a certain amount of federal funding by signing a contract, but don't know if they'll get it.
The pivotal point for us to really get into debt because we can't afford to move forward without any guarantee that we're getting that money back.
I also spoke with the Deputy Director of the Opportunity Center for the Homeless, John Martin. Martin agreed with Samaniego, telling me that some resources have been shut down because they simply don't know when the funds are coming.
We just don't know what the future holds at this point. And so most of the providers are sort of taking a wait-and-see approach. Let's see what happens in the next few days, few weeks, few months.
The county judge told me that he doesn't believe the federal government would release FEMA funds for sheltering migrants.
You've got an administration that wants to deport. How could we possibly be thinking of shelters and that same government providing that money?
Samaniego adds that both he and U.S. Congresswoman Veronica Escobar are open to speaking with the Trump administration about the funding, but they haven't heard anything yet.
I haven't heard one single item that says that they would fund us to house, to shelter, to provide transportation for immigration, to be able to process like we did for so many years.
We have more details about the FEMA funding, including a full statement from the city of El Paso on KVIA.com. Reporting live in the studio, Rishi Oza, ABC.